Hey guys, today I just want to do a quick breakdown on how to evaluate a refinance transaction. Now, if you can save 0.5% or more on your interest rate, then doing a refinance on your mortgage might make sense for you depending on the costs involved. So let's look in here at my mortgage software and I want to show you a side-by-side comparison on how we can look at your current mortgage versus a proposed refinance and see if the numbers make sense for you. Now, where the market sits today, as of posting this video, February 18th, 2026, if you have an interest rate of 6.5 or higher, then it may make sense for you to refinance on a conventional loan. And if you have an FHA or VA loan, if your interest rate is 5.99 or higher, then that might make sense as well too. So let's jump in and take a look, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when it comes to break-even point, costs involved, and potential savings that we want to look at. Okay, so jumping into the presentation software I have, this is a simple comparison of your current scenario side by side with one or two or three proposed scenarios. So there's two layouts. We've got the guided one here that'll show you, hey, you're saving $272 a month compared to your current setup. Or if you take that savings and put it back into the mortgage, keep making the same payment, you could save 60 grand over the life of your loan. And this is where we start to get into the nitty gritty of what are the payment details? What are the savings details? Does this meet your break-even threshold? And we can talk about your goals as we get into this and use this chart to guide us over your current setup. And here I've got two proposed setups, just a straight refinance, and then another option of them reinvesting their payment savings back in, so making the same payment and paying their loan off 4 years sooner than they currently are. And this presentation software has two formats. So this would be the guided format. And then here's the standard format, which this one might be a little easier to read. But we've got, let's say, their current value at 470. Now, this is a real scenario for a client that I just spoke with. Loan amount 439, current interest rate 6.625%, taking them down to 5.99%. And the costs associated with doing this refinance, you would click More Info, Closing Costs, and you could go into fee detail and you'd see all the fees that are associated with doing this refinance. It's about $7,300 worth of fees. And this is something that you really want to be aware of when you're getting into a refinance analysis. Not just what are your savings, but what are your costs. Cost plus savings are going to determine your break-even point. And there's a little more nuance to it than that, because when you're doing a refinance, you're going to skip a month payment because your new mortgage takes a month before it starts. And if you have a balance in your escrow account for property insurance and property taxes, that escrow balance is going to get refunded to you, and you're going to set up a new escrow account for the new loan. So a refinance is paying off your existing loan with a brand new loan that's going to start at hopefully a lower interest rate for you. So just to give a quick brief lay of the land on this chart, we can see $217 a month savings. The savings over 60 months or 5 years, $9,200. If they reinvest their payment savings into their mortgage and keep making the same payment as current, that's when you get a little bit bigger savings. So $11,500 over 60 months and about $60,000 over the next 15 years. So two different layouts for this chart, and we can fine tune this to see, what do you want to do with your refinance? Do you want just a lower payment? Do you want to pay off your mortgage sooner? You notice in this example, this client has 28.67 years remaining on their loan. So do we really want to reset them to a 30-year term? If they just want the lower payment, then that might make sense. But we could also look at setting them up on a 28.5-year term and keeping their time frame intact so they're not losing any progress on the payments they've already made, and look at what those savings might do. And it's really easy to get these charts prepared, and then we can talk about them. And before we even get this prepared, we would have a conversation about what are your goals for the refinance? Like, what are you looking to do? Reduce your payment? Do you want to take any cash out? Do you want to pay off your loan sooner? And what are those goals for you on whether or not this makes sense? So just wanted to show this as far as, what it looks like to get a quote for a refinance. It's not just an email saying, hey, your new rate would be 5.99. Do you like it or not? It's like, well, I don't know. What are my fees? What's my break-even point? And does this make sense for me in the long run? So that's it in a nutshell. Refinancing is very simple, and figuring out where it's worth it or not is also very simple. It just takes a little bit of homework to run the numbers and see if it pencils out. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.